Hi everybody, this is foXnoMad, and today I want to help you travel smarter by reviewing the 2015 MacBook Pro road tested after 4.5 years of use and travel. So it seemed like a good time to do a road tested on this 2015 MacBook Pro that I've been using as my main laptop for the last 4.5, almost 5 years. This is a mid 2015 MacBook Pro, and it seemed like a good time because when the 16-inch MacBook Pro was released a few weeks ago, I really began to think, hey, do I need to upgrade? And I'm just on the edge of upgrading. The 2015 MacBook Pro still works great. It still runs Final Cut great. It's still an excellent laptop, and normally I buy MacBooks refurbished, so I get them that they're a year old so that I can see if there are any bugs. They're usually less expensive that way. But considering what happened after 2015 and all the problems with the 2016, 17, and 2018, and even 2019 MacBook Pros, that really doesn't seem like a good idea right now. But you might be in the same situation like me. You're looking at a new MacBook Pro, or maybe you want to get a refurbished or a used 2015 MacBook Pro, and you aren't sure which is the right decision to make. So this is a good time to take a look back at this mid 2015 MacBook Pro, see how far we've come along. And on paper, the new 16-inch MacBook Pro is better in most every way than this 2015 MacBook Pro. But if you're going to be upgrading to the 16-inch MacBook Pro, there are probably a few things you're going to miss from this mid-2015 model that just didn't make it into 2019. This particular mid-2015 MacBook Pro is running the latest version of macOS Catalina, and I suspect that Apple is going to continue to support this laptop for at least several more years. It's got a 15-inch Retina display, 2.8 GHz quad-core Intel i7, 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of solid-state storage, and an Intel Iris Pro graphics card. Not to mention that it still has this very nice clicky keyboard. Isn't that nice? And the speakers aren't bad either. Looking at these Geekbench scores, it's still pretty impressive considering this is a 5-year-old laptop. The mid-2015 MacBook Pro has the smaller trackpad. It's not the larger trackpad that the newer MacBook Pros have. And oh yeah, one more thing. Although the 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro does have an improved microphone, it still has a pretty crappy front-facing web camera like the 2015 front-facing web camera. So let's start off with the RAM. When I first got this MacBook Pro, it only had 8 GB of RAM, and I upgraded that to 16, which is the max capacity that this laptop can handle. And that RAM was easily replaceable because of these screws on the back. You can just take them off, and all of the major components that you would want to upgrade are upgradable. You can obviously upgrade the memory, you can upgrade the storage to a higher grade SSD. So you've got all of these options that you can upgrade, and on the 2019, the 16-inch MacBook Pro, you're pretty much stuck with whatever configuration that you get from the start. You can't upgrade it, you can't open it, you can't change any of the internal components. So whatever you get at the beginning is what you're gonna have at the end. So if you're shopping for that 2016 MacBook Pro and you want it to last you a long while, then you're gonna wanna spec it out. You're gonna wanna get as many upgrades as you can so that it lasts you as long as possible, because you're not going to be able to change any of the configuration once you've got it. Another thing that you're really going to miss, and that I'm going to really miss when I give up this 2015 MacBook and I go to the 16-inch MacBook Pro or whatever MacBook Pro I upgrade to, is the ports. So on the mid-2015 MacBook Pro, you've got an HDMI port, you've got an SD card slot, which I use all the time. You've got USB-A, you've got Thunderbolt cables, you've got all of these ports that you don't get on the 16-inch MacBook Pro. Yes, the 16-inch MacBook Pro has USB-C and this 2015 doesn't, but you're losing all of those other ports. You're going to pretty much have to have a whole bunch of dongles if you want to use anything other than USB-C on the new MacBook Pro. And the new MacBook Pro charges over USB-C, which means it can charge faster. You've got a lot of advantages using USB-C as a charger, but one thing that Apple got rid of was this magnetic connector for the charging port. This thing has saved me so many times from just tripping over my cord or sending my laptop flying off the desk because I stepped on the cord or whatever. I like the way this magnetic cable is designed. It's so useful. It's so easy when you're just gonna take your laptop and put it on your lap, go sit outside or move it around. It was just such a great and convenient design that I'm really sad that they got rid of it. But I have seen these magnetic connectors for USB-C on Amazon, so I'll link to those in the description below. But that might save your laptop if you just trip right into the cord, which all of us have probably done once or twice at least in our lifetimes. Aside from that, the metal chassis of the 2015 MacBook Pro has held up very well. There are hardly any dents or nicks or any kind of outside damage. The screen has also held up very well. I've had some problems with the USB-A port on the right and the left side. For some reason, it doesn't want to charge iPhones. So if you plug in an iPhone into those USB ports, it'll just start going ding, ding, ding. There's some issue with USB-A port and iPhone, so I have to charge my phone through a dongle, which is really annoying, and I've taken it to Apple a few times and they just can't figure it out. They've even changed the USB port, so I don't know what's going on. But other than that, I've had no problems with this mid-2015 MacBook Pro. It's really held up really well, and I don't really need to upgrade it right now. Like, it can still keep going. So if you're a heavy user like I am, if you're using Final Cut, you're doing a lot of photo editing or video editing, then I think this MacBook Pro is going to solidly take me through another year. Although I'm looking at that 16-inch MacBook Pro since it corrected a lot of the problems that Apple has been having in the past with the MacBook Pro line. If you're more of an email, web browsing, document writing type of computer user, then I think this MacBook Pro, the way it's spec'd out now, this mid-2015, will probably last you a solid 2 to 3 years. Don't really need to upgrade. But the 2016, the 16-inch MacBook Pro, if you want that bigger screen, it's corrected a lot of the problems that Apple has had in the past with their keyboards, and it's looking pretty good. It's going to take a few months to see where that 16-inch MacBook Pro is headed. I want to see it out in the wild being tested by other people for longer periods of time to make sure that it is working, that it doesn't have any built-in flaws due to the design or a keyboard that's too flat or anything like that. I wanted something that's going to be very durable. That's very important to me. It's probably very important to you as well, especially if you're spending a few $1,000s on a new laptop. So there you have it. That's a look back at the mid-2015 MacBook Pro. I suspect a lot of you who have this laptop who like a larger screen are probably looking at that 16-inch MacBook Pro, hoping that it's corrected all the problems of the MacBook Pros of the past. And I'm doing the same thing as well. If you're a MacBook Pro user, let me know which MacBook Pro you're using down in the comments below. And while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'll have new videos for you every week. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. PC. It was very designed. It was just such a great, it was such, sorry, convenient, such a great